Hey, what's going on? Today I am not driving boats. It is raining outside, so I'm inside messing around with MSTR options. And what I'm talking about today is our positioning, my positioning for this MSTR options play. It's not a traditional options trade approach. I think a lot of people think when they hear options, they start throwing out all these fancy words about options Greeks. Certain trades rely on going long gamma, long delta, long theta if you're buying the option. Or if you're selling the option, you'd be short theta, short gamma, short delta. That's one thing that kind of frustrates me with a lot of traditional finance like sayings and metrics is they're just putting fancy names on simple concepts, and it makes me kind of frustrated. I don't understand why people need to do it. It doesn't help anyone's understanding of the actual financial instrument or what they're even doing. Like people throw out like words like, "Oh, I'm long gamma." It's like, what are you saying? Like, what does that even mean? Like, when I make a trade or I make a bet, I want to know exactly what's going on, make it very simple, and so that I understand it and can see where there's flaws. So let's break down gamma, theta, delta for an option and explain why in our case they don't even really apply in the short term because we're betting on a huge move to the upside. You don't even really need to look at the option until it's in the money because MSTR is going to rip. And if you go down here to the $3,800 price, the ones we bought, you can see the delta here, which again is the change in option price based on a $1 change in the price of the underlying, in our case, MicroStrategy Class A stock. And that's 47 cents. A $1 increase in the price of MSTR will change the price of the option, or premium of the option, by 47 cents. You can see the theta decay, and the theta decay means that every day the option premium loses 80 cents. We're taking on the premium as a risk because we believe that what I'm betting on is that MicroStrategy makes an unprecedented move to the upside, which could be considered long delta. But I'm betting that these options will have intrinsic value. Because if you look at these options that are deep in the money, they all have very high delta, and you can see their theta is very significantly low because they're so deep in the money. So I'm not going long theta decay, really. I guess you could say I'm going long delta. I guess I'm going long delta. So firstly, what's gamma, what's delta, and what's theta? So delta is the change in price of an option based on the change in the underlying asset. So in our case, that's MSTR. Delta represents how much the price of the option would change. That is the premium assigned to the option. The premium is not the intrinsic value, but just the price you pay for having the option to buy 100 shares at a certain strike price. It's how much that changes based on a change in the underlying price of MSTR. Then gamma is it's the derivative of that. So it's the rate of change of delta based on a change in the underlying price. But then the gamma would change, which means now that in our case, as the options get closer to at the money, the gamma is going to increase, meaning the delta will increase, or the price of the option will increase more by every change in MSTR price closer to the strike price of these calls. That's kind of what gamma means. And so again, so you've got delta, which is change in option price based on a movement in the price of the underlying. Then you've got gamma, which is the rate of change of this change. And then you've got theta, which is the time decay of an option. And theta here is the majority of the theta will decay, or the time premium associated with an option decays exponentially towards the date of expiration. So obviously we're buying leaps. This theta decay isn't really a problem, not something we're concerned about. It's something which I think a lot of options traders are like, oh, you're not trading right. You're not trading these options right, because that's not really what we're doing here. We're not trading options. Like, we're using options to buy more MSTR. That's the deal. That's the goal. It's not a trade. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. They hear this like, oh, I'm options trading. It's like, no, I'm not buying a call and then like hoping it goes up because I'm long theta or long gamma. I have no idea what these premiums are going to be in the short run. I have no idea. I have no idea what gamma's going to do. I don't have no idea. I don't even know what the theta is. I don't know what the theta decay is. I don't know what the delta decay is because I don't care. Whatever it is, right? Irrespective, I want the call. I want the option to purchase MSTR at $3,800 a share, and I am willing to pay a very high premium based on the volatility of the underlying stock, which affects both delta and gamma. And for that reason, yes, I'm going long volatility and long drift. If you use the Black-Scholes equation to price an option, then you can see that a large portion of this price is determined based on the expected drift of the stock. And so what we're doing is we're going long the drift. We think MSTR is going to make an unprecedented move to the upside based on passive indice occlusion, Bitcoin price cycles, and the rest. So no, we're not selling gamma or selling theta or selling delta. We are buying these options, effectively going long all those elements, but not even concerned about those elements because those represent the premium. We're buying these call options specifically to reap the rewards of their intrinsic value in the case the MSTR price rips above the strike. So I'm not buying them because I think the gamma is priced wrong. I have no idea if the gamma is priced right or not. I have no idea what's going to happen in the short term. That's the volatility you take on simply because of gamma, theta, delta, whatever. It doesn't matter. Not what we're focused on.